Welcome back to Super Rare Coins. In today's video, we're going to explore the top 3 most valuable coins that collectors are searching for right now. Some of these coins may look ordinary, but certain rare dates and mint marks can make them worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in the auction market. So watch till the end, because one of these rare coins might already be in your pocket change. Let's get started. Top 1. The 2022 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark can be extremely valuable in the right condition and with the right characteristics. This small 10-cent coin has recently attracted the attention of coin collectors and auction houses, and some rare circulated examples have been discussed with values reaching close to $150,000 in the collector market. The Roosevelt Dime has been part of United States coinage since 1946. It was introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who played a major role in American history and helped establish the March of Dimes campaign. Because of that connection, the dime became a symbol of his legacy. Over the decades, billions of Roosevelt dimes have been produced, and most of them are worth only their face value. However, certain dates, mint marks, and unusual characteristics can make some of these coins incredibly valuable. One modern example that has been getting attention is the 2022 Roosevelt Dime with the D mint mark. The D mint mark means the coin was produced at the Denver Mint in the United States. Normally, these coins are struck in huge quantities for everyday circulation, but sometimes special varieties or production issues can make certain coins stand out to collectors. The coin features the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front. His profile faces left, and around the portrait you can see the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 2022. Just beside the date is the small D mint mark indicating the Denver Mint. On the reverse side of the coin, you will see a torch in the center, which represents liberty. On each side of the torch there are an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing peace and strength. The words United States of America and one dime appear around the design. What makes a circulated 2022 D Roosevelt dime interesting to collectors is not just the date, but also the condition and possible striking characteristics. Many coins in circulation develop scratches, edge damage, or small marks from everyday use. A coin described as very fine circulated condition still shows clear details in the design, even though it may have visible scratches and wear. For collectors, the amount of detail remaining on Roosevelt's hair, the torch lines on the reverse, and the overall sharpness of the design all help determine the grade. Sometimes modern coins become valuable because of rare minting errors, strong strikes, or limited examples that reach the collector market. When collectors discover a coin with unusual details or an unexpected variety, the value can rise quickly. That is why some auction discussions and collector reports have mentioned the possibility of certain rare 2022 D Roosevelt dimes reaching very high prices. In today's auction market, rare modern coins can surprise everyone. Even though the Roosevelt dime is a small 10-cent coin, collectors are willing to pay large amounts for unusual examples that are difficult to find. Some discussions in the collector community have suggested that a rare circulated example of the 2022 D Roosevelt dime with distinctive characteristics could reach an estimated auction value of around $150,000 if it attracts strong bidding interest. Of course, values like this depend on many factors, including rarity, collector demand, grading certification, and verification by professional coin grading services. A coin would normally need to be authenticated and graded by a respected grading company before it could achieve such a high price at a major auction. This is why coin collectors always recommend checking your pocket change carefully. Modern coins are often ignored because people assume they cannot be valuable. But history has shown many times that rare varieties and unusual coins can appear even in recent years. A small difference in strike quality, die variety, or minting error can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's treasure. Top 2. The United States Buffalo 5-cent coin with the large date 1930 and no mint mark. At first glance, this coin may look like a simple old nickel that has been in circulation for many years, but collectors know that certain examples of this coin can be incredibly valuable. Even coins that show circulation wear scratches, and age can still attract strong attention in the auction market. The Buffalo nickel, also known as the Indian head nickel, was introduced in 1913 and remained in production until 1938. This iconic coin was designed by the famous American sculptor James Earl Fraser. The design is considered one of the most beautiful and symbolic in United States coinage. On the front of the coin, you can see the powerful profile of a Native American chief. Fraser created this portrait by combining features from several Native American leaders, creating a design that represents the strength and heritage of the American frontier. The reverse side of the coin features the image of a large American bison, often called a buffalo. This powerful animal stands proudly on the ground, symbolizing the wildlife and natural beauty of the American West. Around the design are the inscriptions United States of America and 5 cents. This unique and artistic design quickly made the Buffalo nickel a favorite among collectors. The specific coin we are talking about today is the 1930 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark. When a coin has no mint mark, it means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the primary mint facility in the United States for many years. The 1930 issue is particularly interesting to collectors because of its place in the later years of Buffalo nickel production. By that time, the coin design had already been circulating for nearly 2 decades, and many examples had experienced heavy wear. When collectors examine a 1930 Buffalo nickel, they often focus on the date, the detail of the Native American portrait, and the condition of the buffalo on the reverse side. The date on Buffalo nickels is known to wear down easily because of its raised position on the coin. As a result, many older Buffalo nickels have dates that are partially or completely worn away. Finding one where the date is still clearly visible can make the coin more desirable to collectors. The example we are discussing is described as being in circulated rusty fine condition. This means the coin has clearly been used in everyday transactions over the years. It may show scratches, worn surfaces, and even a slightly rough or aged appearance from decades of handling. Despite this wear, many important design elements are still visible. In a fine, circulated condition, the outline of the Native American portrait remains clear, and the buffalo on the reverse still shows recognizable detail, even though some of the finer lines may be worn down. Coins in this condition tell a story. They have traveled through many hands and survived nearly a century of circulation. For collectors, this historical journey adds to the appeal of the coin. The age, the design, and the connection to early 20th century America make the Buffalo nickel one of the most collected coins in the United States. What truly makes certain 1930 Buffalo nickels valuable is rarity combined with collector demand. While many were produced, only a limited number remain in collectible condition today. Some coins also show special characteristics such as strong strikes, unusual die varieties, or exceptional preservation despite circulation. When collectors discover a coin with these features, the value can increase dramatically. In today's competitive coin auction market, rare Buffalo nickels can reach impressive prices. Collectors from around the world participate in auctions, hoping to add important pieces to their collections. A particularly desirable 1930 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark, even in circulated but recognizable condition with visible details, has been discussed with potential auction values reaching close to $170,000 when it attracts serious collector interest. Of course, for a coin to achieve such a remarkable price, it usually needs to be authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. Experts carefully examine the coin to confirm its authenticity, evaluate its condition, and assign an official grade. This certification gives buyers confidence and helps determine the coin's true value in the market. Top 3. The United States 5-cent coin from 1984 with the P mint mark is normally just a common coin used in everyday transactions. However, certain examples of this coin have caught the attention of collectors and auction houses. In the right condition and with specific characteristics, this small nickel has been discussed with auction values reaching close to $190,000. The 5-cent coin, commonly known as the Jefferson Nickel, has been part of United States currency since 1938. The coin was introduced to honor Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers of the United States and the third president of the country. The design replaced the famous Buffalo nickel and brought a more modern look to American coinage. On the front of the coin, you will see the portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, the date 1984, and the phrase, "I in God we trust." Just beside the date, you will notice the small letter P, which is the mint mark. This mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. For many years, Philadelphia coins did not carry mint marks, but beginning in the late 20th century, the mint started adding the P mint mark to several denominations, including the nickel. The reverse side of the coin features the image of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. The building is shown in detailed architectural style, and above it appears the word Monticello. Around the edges of the reverse side are the words United States of America and 5 cents. This design has remained on the Jefferson nickel for many decades and is one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. Most 1984 Jefferson nickels were produced in large quantities and are still commonly found in circulation today. Because of this, the majority of them are only worth their face value of 5 cents. However, collectors know that certain examples can become valuable due to rare minting characteristics, unusual varieties, or exceptional preservation. The coin we are discussing today is described as being in circulated very fine condition. This means the coin has been used in everyday circulation but still retains strong details. A very fine coin usually shows moderate wear on the highest points of the design, but most of the important features remain clear and visible. The portrait of Jefferson still shows good detail in the hair and facial features, and the Monticello building on the reverse side can still be clearly recognized. Because the coin has circulated, it may also show small scratches, light marks, or signs of handling that developed over time. These marks are normal for coins that have been used in transactions for many years. Even with these imperfections, collectors can still find circulated coins appealing, especially when the overall design remains sharp and readable. In some rare cases, coins from certain years attract attention because of unusual die varieties or minting errors. These can include doubled letters, misaligned strikes, or other small details that make a coin different from standard examples. When collectors discover these unusual characteristics, the value of the coin can increase dramatically. The 1984 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark has occasionally been discussed among collectors as a coin that could become extremely desirable when a rare variety or unusual strike is discovered. Because collectors are always searching for unique pieces, coins with distinctive characteristics can generate significant interest when they appear at auction. In today's competitive coin market, auctions often bring together collectors from around the world who are eager to add rare pieces to their collections. When a coin attracts strong attention and competitive bidding, the final price can rise far beyond expectations. For a rare example of a 1984 P. Jefferson nickel with notable features and appealing condition, Some auction discussions have suggested potential values reaching as high as $190,000. Before any coin reaches that kind of value, it usually goes through a careful authentication and grading process. Professional coin grading companies examine the coin to confirm that it is genuine and to evaluate its condition. They then assign an official grade that helps collectors understand the coin's quality and rarity. Certification from a respected grading service also increases confidence for buyers participating in auctions. Stories like this remind collectors that valuable coins can sometimes appear in the most unexpected places. A coin that once passed through countless hands during everyday purchases could eventually become a prized collectible. The history, design, and mystery surrounding these coins make coin collecting a fascinating hobby enjoyed by people around the world.